Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 7th episode of Steins Gate. And last episode was pretty exciting. We're making some pretty good progress figuring out our microwave time machine and how that works. And we just continue to have all the banana jokes, sticking it inside and just all that good stuff, which, Kurisu seems to really appreciate. And Mayuri, seems to be pretty happy just that things are working out for Kyoma, so that's good. Although he seemed a bit conflicted for sure. And Shining Finger seems to be kind of coming into the fold, joining our lab. We got our new lab member, which is good because, I kind of want to know more about her because she, I think at this point, character-wise, is one of the biggest mysteries. Because Suzuha, I think I have fairly figured out at this point because she just drops hints left and right about what a dirty spy she is for CERN. But Shining Finger is very deliberately very quiet. Like she even said, she finds it easier to send emails rather than speak. There's probably some kind of social anxiety or something going on there, which I could certainly relate to. But that just kind of lends itself to being pretty hard to understand exactly what her deal is, She name-dropped somebody or something, I think it's a person, FB. No clue what that could stand for. I thought about it a lot, and I still came up with nothing good. Like, I came up with plenty of silly suggestions, but nothing that seems like that's the one that never happened. So now that she's a lab member, I assume we're going to learn more about her, and more importantly, another female member. So we're keeping that going, which is good. I'm sure Daru has no complaint about her joining. I mean, he met her last episode, and I thought they hit it off pretty well for the most part. They are throwing around dates and stuff like big, like on screen. Like the very first frame of this episode has August 3rd, 13/24/58. It's like one almost 1:30, I think, is about there, because that's how time works. But anyway, last episode Kyoma did comment on like August 2nd being the big day. I think that was some kind of implication that that's a day worth remembering, like from the audience perspective. So I'll try to do so, because most of the events of last episode took place on that day. However, the Shining Finger joining, I think, was a day afterwards, which is the 3rd, which looks like what we're going to be starting off on. So that's pretty much where we are now. We're getting things figured out. We're bonding as a group, and it's only a matter of time before Suzuha joins our lab, I'm pretty sure, at this point. So that's something to be concerned about whenever that happens. But for now, I think we're going to focus on Shining Finger, I would imagine, because she's a new lab member. We got to get to know her, right? It's easier said than done, to be fair. But yeah, let's see how that goes. And oh yeah, we also found out that time travel has a character limit. So there you go. That's worth remembering for sure. Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. I am absolutely trembling in my boots. Just starting off maximum chuny here. Explosion! Oh, we broke the microwave. Why did we break the microwave? It's a place worth joining. I mean, if we wouldn't even buy you bananas. Yeah, we should have a rule against that, because, those are so effective in the show. Oh, Daru's doing something cool. 2nd edition. Nice. Always hard at work. Yes, and I guess you're allowed to know this now because you're a part of the team. Some things are a constant in this universe, and that is one of them. Oh, is that the daughter? Daughter that was mentioned? She's copying her. It's cute. That's what we call him, though. Service call. What kind of service does he give? Well, yeah, we're eventually going to have to get a bigger lab if we keep getting members. So yeah, watch out for the electricity, Mayuri. Don't need you to get shocked. And don't blow up, please. Okay. I guess it worked. Probably. Mayush. Yep, and she just saw for the first time our time travel device in action. And opening. Yeah, we're opening now. So yeah, I'd say Shining Fingers blended in rather well. Of course, Kurisu is like, are you sure you want to do this? But yeah, like I said, I really don't know much about Shining Finger at all. Like, we know she wanted the IBM, obviously for time travel reasons, John Titor related reasons, something like that. That's really about it. Like, I really can't get a good read on her. She's not foolish like Suzuha, that's just blatantly makes it clear that she doesn't belong in this timeline. Like panicking because something's flying above and saying how she never had this and this normal thing before. Just, yeah. Shining Finger does it right if she's a time traveler. She's much more subtle about it. Although she's probably not. Because she seemed fairly surprised that there was time travel there, so... Although I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know. It's just all speculation on going off of very little. But Suzuha is definitely the one that came out of that time machine in episode 1. There's no doubt about that. And also, I want to know who FB is. Hopefully we get that out of her soon. Divergent Singularity. Ooh, snacks. I think we saw some Pringles there. This is a crisis. Well, yes, because everybody loves it, apparently. I don't think she does. I think she's just clueless. I guess I could take it, you know, better than nothing. Kind of mad scientists as friends. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, so I just said something random. I mean, I think it's pretty too late for that. It's a table that's round instead of square. This is gonna get annoying, isn't it? Gotta turn that thing off. And then we'll have effectively muted our new member. Hold. God damn it, stop it. Yeah, aren't you? Don't you have that scientific curiosity? I don't think it helped her not get stabbed, though. Well, you know, yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, it's worth doing. We could do that too. If anything, the money will help with that. What we get for being honest. Celeb 17, what? Okay. The best one. What? Oh, I didn't even know she wasn't here, because she's kind of quiet. Oh, there she is. We didn't say you could touch the machine. Somebody's got to keep an eye on her. Well, I mean, yeah, it's true. I guess so. We're just... That's great. I think we're doing a pretty good job right now. Let's keep that going. Our Yuri field is expanding. Phrasing. You finished it. Good job. I mean, why not? Could get herself a decent lab. Not bad. No time to get cold feet. You call yourself a mad scientista. That would be a pretty big red flag. What's your limit, man? I guess we found out. I don't think the amount of money would make that much of a difference. At least somebody's giving attention to our new member. It's actually quite sweet. Not a lot. Oh, voice. Of course, gotta take those pictures. I like how we can see her in the reflection of the TV in one of them. Hopefully it's a good one. I'm not sure I would trust her with this, honestly. Because there's no way this actually works, right? It would change things too much. Like, plot-wise, you know. Why do you keep doing that? You're such a weird girl. Yes, you are. It's pretty clear. Wow, she admits that. She definitely knows what that was. Okay, let's see how our attempt to get rich goes. Still wouldn't have let Shiny Finger do the thing, though. We'll cross the bridge when we get to it. Gonna chicken out. I mean, a time paradox or two never hurt anyone. It'll be fine. Send. Oh god, something's happening. Something is definitely happening. Are we okay? Did we travel through time? I hear Mayudi's voice. Yeah, what exactly happened there? I mean, she's just like always on all fours, isn't she? So, are we rich? Okay, Daru, we're doing plot stuff here. So, I wonder if he was in the same spot, but in a different time. Let's check our date real quick. I mean, yeah, the message seemed to have worked. Yeah, more importantly, where's our money? Yeah, he definitely did travel through time. But when? When are we? Because it looks like we went back. So yeah, what exactly did we do? Oh, Ruka. Hello. Nice to see you, I guess. Didn't expect you to show up. It's okay. What's the problem? Oh, the lottery ticket. So we did do it then, okay. Definitely confused now. So we do have the money then, right? But why the apology? You messed something up? You messed something up? Did the whole message not send? Or did somebody make a typo? Or did Ruka just mess it up? I guess that would make sense for the apology. Okay, well, something happened, I know that much. Yeah, so at the very least we went to a different timeline. I think I can confirm at least that much. Like, he made a change and then he diverged to a different one. That conversation didn't happen, and I guess. But, so, it's not so much that we travel through time, it's that we send the mails that cause different actions to occur that puts us into a different timeline. Is that how things go? Maybe? I'm kind of just in thought process mode right now. Because that would kind of get around the problem of becoming jelly. Wait. Suzuha's doing a thing again. Oh, jeez. Oh, but I thought she was gonna kiss him for a second, like legit. She's watching. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Yeah, you are just so damn suspicious. Like, Jesus Christ. It's, you know, like potato. Back away slowly. Although I think Suzuha's the one you really want to be afraid of, so. It's a nice chain, I guess. And we're talking to her about this, because of course we are. What do you do now? Yeah, it's very different. Yeah, maybe we should keep that window closed. Maybe get some soundproofing foam on the walls. Damn it. Yeah, I don't believe you. Not a terrible suggestion. Yeah, the diverging timelines. After you make a change in the past, it splits off. Which it definitely seemed to have been. Nobody remembers. So we just go around lucky enough to get into the one where he'd failed. That's unfortunate. It's that it didn't happen, yeah. Man, that's getting into some deep stuff. Because you are that important. Because you are the protagonist. Sure, why not? I don't believe you. Like, not even a little bit. I barely interacted with her. And we were only alone for like 5 seconds before you showed up. Yeah. Although Nai's probably not gonna say that. Okay, well, I guess that's that. Solves our problem, but not so great for Suzuha. Never trust a small child to lie for you, it just doesn't work out. As a general life rule, just don't rely on that. Need some time to think, process things. Oh, she's still here. kind of sitting in the dark. How many new nicknames are we gonna give her? A lot, apparently. But except Christina, he might stick with that one. Okay, that's a lot of text. I could not read all that. This is not wrong. John typed, yeah. Who else would he write such a long message for? Did he already respond? Oh, no, Ruka. Okay. It's okay, you just cost me a lot of money, no big deal. Okay, that was Moeka. Again, not John Tider. Very relatable here. Dadu. Is it food related? That's just a travesty. Now leave me alone while I'm waiting for my crush, I mean John Tider, to call me. Okay, Mayuri, I'll accept interrupting us. They are together, yeah. That would certainly help. Although hugging Kurisu, I think, would be best. Make me feel a lot better, at least. Well, anybody else want to message us? How could you tell that when you were behind me? I love the little hide thing that she did, though. Oh, message. Let's read it. Confirmation? That is what we're confused about, too. Because the average person is not supposed to know about the changes. Because things just don't work that way. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. Well, we just confirmed that. You're welcome. Okay, this is just encouraging us, Chunibyo. You are the chosen one. 1%. Okay. Yeah, this is quite the day for him, I suppose. A lot of responsibility. Now, wait again for a response. Awkward silence. Okay, there we go. At least nobody interrupted us this time. That's got to avoid that, if we can. This is his chosen one. I mean, this is kind of what he wanted, right? But now that it's real, you know, might change things a bit. A lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility. But he has no one but himself to blame for getting into this mess. He's the mad scientist that wanted to pursue this. The Messiah. Okay. And roll credits. Roll credits. Yep. Just like that, we have confirmed his status as the protagonist of the show. But why? Why is he so different? Why is he so special? But yeah, this is a really good episode. Just freaking Suzuha. Why doesn't he just wear a giant sign on her head that says, I am from a different timeline? I am from the future. It's almost wish I kept a list of things that she's done or said that would make the average person, like, raise an eyebrow. Because it would probably be up to double digits by now. Okay. Okay. That was the 7th episode of Steins Gate. And we are doing things for sure. Now, one thing I kind of brought up an episode or two ago, I'm not sure exactly when, was, well, how exactly would we go from just, like, male going through time to people going through time, the same way that CERN clearly can do because of what Suzuha did with the Time Machine episode 1, right? Like, we gotta get to that point at some point, or at least that's what I thought. But this episode actually kind of makes it seem like that may not necessarily be the case, because we don't have to directly move somebody through time. If instead what you can do is send a message back in time that will cause somebody's actions to change, and that will split the timeline, and you'll just go somewhere else. Like, it's not exactly the same as, the more straightforward time travel that Suzuha's doing, but it's still a form of it. Like, I'm not sure exactly how to describe that. It's just kind of like a spin-off of it almost, Like, you could still make things happen doing that. It's not quite the same, but it could kind of lead to the same results. Maybe that's a good way to phrase it. I don't know. But the point is, it means that we can do plenty of time travel shenanigans without necessarily getting out to that certain way of doing things. But we still might. I'm not sure. But I haven't seen any evidence of that we're going to do that just yet. Because even in the early episodes, when we started to have some weird time travel stuff that I still don't quite get what happened there, everything we saw could have also been the result of D-mail shenanigans, right? So, yeah, that's certainly interesting, because he's just doing something at some point, minding his own business, and then suddenly, as a result of, D-mail sent, he suddenly got shifted into a different timeline, but he would still have memories of something being wrong. So that's why he's like, what just happened? Like, weren't we over there? Weren't there people, like, doing the thing? Like, what's going on here? And then Mayuri's like, what are you talking about? Like, that is definitely in line with what could happen with the D-mail stuff. Like, that's very similar to what we got here. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do with that. Because so far, all we've really done with the D-mail has been testing. Like, could you see writing English that Guimarães doesn't understand? But this episode, we had our first real experiments, like that had a purpose other than just figuring things out, which was trying to get the lottery numbers. Because when you think time travel, one of the things that come to mind is like, yeah, you could figure out the lottery numbers and go back into the past and get the correct lottery and win a bunch of money. I think even Back to the Future got into that because it's such an obvious application for it, It's kind of, lame. Like, it's not exactly the most heroic, noble use of it ever, but it's something that a lot of people would think of, so it's kind of cool that we demonstrated that here. And, of course, it didn't seem to work out because Ruka, I guess, screwed it up somehow. I don't think they elaborate too much on how it messed up, but because Ruka was so apologetic, it must be just that he misread it or something. I don't know. They really did not get into too much detail on that, but could always try again. Maybe rely on someone besides Ruka to do it, perhaps. And yeah, and Suzuha, freaking Suzuha, saying things like "I'm on your side," Owen, like encouragement, like supporting someone. Just, no, that's not true. Unless I was really off base on a lot of things, which I'm not going to discount the possibility, she is not on our side. She is not on our side at all. She is an evil spy for CERN, and she is funneling all of her information to them, and it's going to really screw us over. And it is partially Guimarães' fault, or the lab in general's fault, leaving the window open, loudly yelling things out the window, just chatting to Suzuha about these things. Like, we could have done a bit of better job of probably keeping information under wraps is all I'm trying to say. So, yeah, that's the thing. Shining Finger, I guess she's fine. She's adjusting to our group well enough. you know, it was nice seeing Mayuri kind of like trying to be a good guide and stuff, like similar to what she did for Kurisu. She's trying to do that for Shining Finger, and it's nice, you know, because she probably doesn't have a lot of friends. You know, when you have that kind of social awkwardness, it's kind of hard to make them, quite clearly. So, you know, Mayuri is just so kind and sweet and open-hearted, you know, welcoming her in, guiding her around. You know, she didn't say much about it, but I'm sure she greatly appreciates all of that kind of Mayuri interaction because, you know, who wouldn't? And Kurisu, you know, we brought up the term tsundere to describe Kurisu, and she, you know, denied that, but she knew what it meant. So, but she denied knowing what it meant. So I guess she's kind of like a bit of a closet otaku. I guess that's what she's supposed to be. You know, I think I'm trying to get that impression with her. Like she's trying to be this, you know, straight-laced, respectable genius, but you know, she's also, you know, Kurisu. So, you know, I think that's kind of it. She's a bit of an odd one, I would say. But yeah, Kyoma, we did our experiment for the lottery ticket, and what came of that was changing the timeline. Like, I was very confused for a good several seconds at least, because, you know, we did our thing, and then we had our weird visuals, and then suddenly everyone was like, you know, what are you talking about, lottery ticket? We didn't do anything like that. But we did, just it wasn't you, it was a different timeline you before things adjusted. So yeah, they don't know anything about that, but Kyoma does, and that's what makes them special. Because we talked about how when we have the divergent timelines, everyone forgets, like memories adjust to fit that, right? Because in real life, the average person doesn't know that, you know, after they picked up a coin off the street, they went into a different timeline, you know, because it's different than the timeline where they didn't pick up the coin off the street. Like, the average person doesn't know about that. Doesn't have memories of an alternate timeline. So the fact that Kyoma does go to this branching path line and just remembers everything, that's very odd. I mean, John Tatter's already been pretty, you know, responsive, but that especially probably got his attention. Kyoma being called the Messiah and whatnot, so yeah, I mean, this is what Kyoma really wanted, right? Like, he was the one that was really pursuing this. He wanted to make the time machine. He had a future gadget lab. He wanted to New World Order, you know, whatever he was saying a couple episodes ago on the roof with Kurisu. And, I mean, he has that now, right? He's got a working time machine. We understand the mechanics of it well enough to utilize it for things. And he's confirmed to be a bit of a special snowflake in regards to retaining his memories. So he's in a pretty good position to be making change, right? But rather than being excited about that, you know, giddy about it, he seems a bit more, you know, concerned, worried, nervous. And it's for good reason, because not only is this a lot of power to be responsible for, but CERN, you know, they might not take too kindly to somebody else dabbling in time travel technology, and they know about him, presumably because of the whole Suzuha connection. So it's only a matter of time before they come knocking and probably confiscate our time machine and just murder all of us. So yeah, that's a thing to be worried about. That is definitely a thing to be worried about. So yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, though. Okay, so yeah, Ruka put what was supposed to be an 8 as a 9, and that's the mistake she made. Okay, I just want to double check. So yeah, it was just, she just screwed up a single number of it. So yeah, I guess that's pretty straightforward. You know, you'd think you'd be more careful with something like that. Like, anytime I have to type in a big number for any kind of important thing, you know, any kind of official government documentation, like anything, I like triple check it to make sure I got the number right. So I couldn't imagine making a mistake like that personally. But you know, I know not everyone's as paranoid as I am, so it's fine. So I think that's really everything to say about the episode. I mean, we have plenty of the usual silliness, you know, Daru wanting girls to repeat the double entendre kind of things that they say, you know, whether it's about bananas or panting, you know, and then, you know, Kurisu calls him a pervert. I mean, that's a pretty basic formula that we have that works, and we had some of that. Not much to say on it, though, really. But, and Dr. Pepper, I think Kurisu failed to get him Dr. Pepper. I guess that's worth mentioning. Making a mad scientist drink vegetable juice, just unforgivable, really. So, but yeah, we even had him comment about how it's a similar feeling as back then, so that really does confirm that the first episode was, you know, time travel, like probably the male-related time travel. But let's see. I probably really should think about this. Now that I have this new context of the DML thing, I should probably like rethink about the first episode in that light. Because he saw Kurisu get stabbed. He in a panic, he sent a message to Daru, but it went, you know, 5 days in the past or whatever. So, you know, it wouldn't really be helpful. But at the scene of the crime, there wouldn't be any, like, microwave or anything. So how would he even D-mail at that point? So that's one thing to be to get curious about, for sure. But also, apparently, but did that, like, change anything? Like, I mean, because 5 days, you thought he wouldn't have known about, you know, Kurisu at all. Like, the name would not even ring a bell. So that would, presumably sending that message to the past wouldn't change anything, so it wouldn't result in a diverging timeline. But clearly, around that point, something happened, because we clearly saw some time travel shifting kind of visuals. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure what to make of that. Just probably have to think about that some more. And then maybe get some more, even more context later on might help as well. But that is all I got to say about the episode. I feel like we're starting to really get into the time travel stuff now, which is pretty cool. So we'll see where we go from here. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.